up, what up? Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Finance with your boy Evan, aka the Money Man. Today we're going to be talking about what makes an F&I manager and what turns them into an F&I leader. Well, one thing specifically we're going to be talking about today is leveraging the lenders, right? Leveraging every deal, every day, every line, every time, and what that truly means on the lender aspect. These lenders, let's think of the lenders. The lenders are our customers, right? We don't just take what the customer offers, right? We're going to have some sort of negotiation. And that's what can happen with these lenders. We get the approval and we just roll with the green check most of the time. Or we get an X and we don't call and ask why, right? A lot of times in the finance office, we need to dig deeper for those deals. If we get an approval, that's great, but I promise there's more there, right? The biggest buildings in the biggest cities across the world are insurance companies or banks, are lenders. There's a reason, because they negotiate and they win, right? They say this is what it's going to be and we take it or leave it. That's not the case. There's a few things that we need to bring to the table, right? We need to bring data to the table. We need to make sure that we have all of our numbers in line. We need to make sure that we understand and that our finance managers understand how to read a bureau, how to understand that maybe the only reason that they have a 600 credit score is because they had a ton of medical bills and they couldn't afford to pay anything besides their auto loan, so they paid their auto loan perfect. So maybe we can have a relationship type conversation with the lender and say, look, man, the reason he's a 600 is because he had this happen to him. And these lenders and analysts, the buyers, the people that you're talking to, they're human, right? So we have some way that we can negotiate with them. It's not a hard yes or a hard no. And if you do have some lenders that are that way, which it is what it is at that point, but I guarantee you there's many opportunities that we're leaving on the table that F&I managers aren't simply picking up the phone and asking for a half a point, 3 extra months, 4 extra months, another $2,500 on the back end, another $800 on the back end, whatever we can get, right? Leveraging maybe less money down. Maybe we don't need a cosigner. Maybe the terms. I want to get something from each call that I can, right? And it continues to build this leverage within the lenders. The more leverage that we have, the bigger relationships that we have with the lenders, and the more that everyone wins, right? Not just in the immediate deal, you're picking up another $1,200, $1,500, even $3,000 in product or reserve, but you're picking up a better deal for that customer, which in turn, if you're taking care of them, they're going to continue to come back to you. Also, we're creating that relationship with the lender, which we're sending them more deals, which they'll give us better deals in the future, and it all adds up. So the first step to become a finance leader instead of a finance manager is pick up the phone for your team, right? You're not just doing it for you. And that's one of the biggest things. I see a lot of finance managers that they're very self-oriented. If it doesn't affect them or their paycheck, why would they do it, right? Well, we need to eradicate that. We need to have people in the seat that understand the big picture, that understand not only calling the banks, getting better back end, getting a better deal for the customer, all of those things, but the long play, the infinite game, like what we talk about in the owner GM training side. We're looking at most of the time 30-day by 30-day increments, and in finance, we need to instill more of that infinite game. Like you might do a deal that's a little smaller on the reserve side, or you're not able to sell as much product, but it benefits you in the long run, right? Maybe you hit a certain benchmark with, I'm just going to use GM Financial because that's who we use most of the time. Maybe you hit a benchmark and it pays you on the front end a little bit more, and it gives you more access to different programs that they offer. And next time when you call and they say, I can't do $1 over this advance because we're on 84 months, you say, but Johnny, I've sent you 13 deals this month over the quota. I know you can do it. Let's make it happen. It gives you a little bit more leverage. So with the grand scheme of things, we need to have people in our leadership, our finance leadership seats that are willing to pick up the phone, call the lenders, fight for every little cent, not just for the immediate deal, but for the big deal, the infinite game, not the finite game. So let's turn our finance managers into finance leaders, get them out on the floor, get them talking to customers early. Ultimately, you get a green check mark. It's not over yet, right? You get a red X. It's not over yet. Pick up the phone. we've got to get one of the following: less down payment, not a cosigner, better LTV terms, better terms on the loan, a better interest rate. There's so many things that we can negotiate that we just don't. We just take it as it is. It's a lot of money left on the table. Let's rock.